Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Season Fury here, and today I am back with a new story video because I haven't uploaded just a, live commentary story type of thing in a really long time. So leave a like if you guys enjoy, and here it is. So, back in fourth grade, right? I switched schools over Christmas break. So, like, I was at one school before Christmas break, and after Christmas break ended, I went to a new school, right? And at first, this new school was cool, right? There's nothing wrong with it. Teachers seemed okay. I mean, they weren't the best, but they definitely weren't the worst until I got to my math teacher, right? So my math teacher teaches me at, or taught me at, like, I want to say like the last period before the day ended. And I was just such a charismatic little fourth grader. I was like, I'm just gonna call her Miss Pie. Miss Pie. I don't know why that's the first thing that came to my head, but anyway, so I was just like, Miss Pie, hey, I'm the new student, or she came up to me and she's like, you're new student. I'm like, hi, Mrs. Pie, I'm David, I'm this, that, and the other. And she's like, cool. Now get to work. I'm like, okay. I was just, I was a little fourth grader. I was nervous. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do whatever you want. So I sit here and I just start doing my work. And all of a sudden, like, she's like, okay, is anyone finished? I'm like, no. She's like, okay, continuing. Like she literally just like said, okay, now the answer number one is. And I'm like, I'm not even finished. What is this? So I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe she just didn't hear me. Whatever. First day for me. This guy got the half of the year until to like judge her and stuff. So then the next day came and I was like super happy. I was like, yo, let's go. This is my second day at this new school. I don't know why I was so happy for school when I was in fourth grade. That was a really big disappointment. Anyways, so it was second day, fourth grade. I knew a couple people already. I already had one really good friend there. So I was like, yo, let's go. Fourth grade hype. And so first period went by great. Second period went by great. And third period came around. And here she goes with this BS. Now this is when I started not like her. This is when I was like, okay, all right, you need to calm down, Miss Pie. We're going to have some issues if this keeps going. So I was like such a scholar back then. I mean, I'm not really that smart anymore. And trust me, if you're smart, if you're like straight A student, there's nothing wrong with that at all. You're a lot more successful than I am. But I was like, Miss Pie, do you guys have any more math textbooks that I can use? Because like they were doing something in the textbook, and I had to show it with my friend, and I was like, well, I kind of want my own, so I went up and asked her, and she's like, no, we don't have any more. I'm like, okay, because I was in fourth grade. I was like, okay, maybe she only bought 30, when I know that is bullcrap now. But anyways, so I was like, okay, maybe they just only bought like a class set or whatever. So then we I can't even remember how we got on topic, but we were like sitting over at like this carpet area, and she had like first grade words and fourth grade words. I kid you not, like fourth grade math words, first grade math words. And someone said something, she's like, yeah, that's a great fourth grade, word. And I can't even remember what I said. I said something like rise or raise. I think I said raise. Like, and she's like, I think that's a K4 term. And I'm just sitting there like, are you serious? Like I was a little choked up. Little fourth grade David was super sensitive. I'm like, okay, whatever. I was kind of upset, but I'm like, okay, whatever. So the next week goes by, and the next month actually goes by, and it's just kind of, some iffy things, but nothing big. And then field day comes up, right? Field day in March, because I wasn't, to be honest, I was kind of sick during February, so I didn't go to school that much. But from what I can remember, at least, nothing really big happened in January or February besides what I already mentioned. But March came around. Field day came around. I can't even remember what I did. Apparently, I was like sitting down beside two of my friends, and we weren't, I was promised to this day, we were not talking. And she's like, David, stop talking. I'm like, I wasn't talking, but yes, ma'am. I was just like, I'm not trying to get any, I'm not trying to cause drama here. I wasn't talking, but whatever. Yeah, I'll just, whatever. We'll just keep watching the video. And she's like, do you just talk back to me? I'm like, no, ma'am. She's like, come outside in the hallway. And at this point, I was like, come on, you have got to be kidding me. But I didn't say anything. I walked out there, and she's like, who do you think you are disrespecting me? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I was just letting you know that I wasn't talking. And she's like, I'm the teacher. If you're talking, or if I say you're talking, you're talking. Like, I kid you not, she actually said that. And I was just sitting there thinking in the back of my head, like, whose man's? Okay, I wasn't thinking that because that wasn't a thing back then. But I was just like, who does this woman think she is? So, it was a quick and easy. I was just like, yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. And then we went to another person's bathroom. And she was like, David, I told you to stop talking. And I'm like, Miss Pie, I wasn't talking. And she's like, that you back talk me again? Okay, you're getting written up. And I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you know what? I'm not even gonna bother with you. Frick you, kid. I'm not bothering with you. I just sat down. I kept watching the video, and I started talking. I was just like, I don't like her anymore. So after that happened, I had to walk laps around like the recess field, and like the primary school was having field day that day. So like half of the recess field was cut off for them. So like instead of walking around the whole thing, which was our punishment was, I had to walk like she didn't say anything, but I was like, I'm not going to interrupt their field day. So I just kind of walked half of it. And she gets mad at me. She's like, David, I told you to walk the full thing. That's not a lap. Okay, do you not understand math? And at this point, I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just like, I'm sorry, yes, ma'am. And I went over to my other teacher. I'm just like, look, I have to walk laps for the whole day. They're having field day over there. Can I just cut across? And she was like, oh, yeah, sure. So I did that. And then, all right, so I'm a little 10-year-old, something like that. And I'm just sitting there having a good time walking around like, you know what? I'm still talking to my friends, whatever. And I sit down because I was tired. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, I walked like for 30 minutes straight, and my little fourth grade self was tired. She comes over here and says, did you just sit down in the middle of a lap? I'm like, I've been walking for 30 minutes. Can't you cut me a little slack? She's like, no, that's another write up. So at this point, I was fed up. All right. So the next day, first thing in the morning, I went and talked to the principal, told her everything, and she's like, I'll get right on it. So first of all, not only did Miss Pye lie about not having a math textbook, because I got one that same day. That same day that I talked to the principal about it, I got a math textbook. Miss Pye I didn't hear one more smart remark or anything from her. There was one time where she was like, where we were switching classes, and she told my previous teacher that she needs to send a student there, and she's like, okay, David, go ahead. And in the back of my head, I'm honestly like, no joke, I'm honestly being like, yo, let's go. And then my teacher talked to me, and she's like, I've never seen her this mad. And I'm just like, I seriously don't know what I did. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, it says racist teacher. That's the only thing I can guess, because I never did anything to her. I was just a white kid that came from a private school, and all of a sudden she just goes off on me. Like, she didn't do it to anybody else but me. She was just really rude to me. But the fourth grade year was over. I didn't give it another thought. I was just like, I'm done, let's go, whatever. I moved on to fifth grade. She was a fifth grade teacher, but I didn't run into her once, and if I did, I was not gonna have any chill. So yeah, that's pretty much the story, guys. No, it's not probably the most entertaining story, and I'm dead serious about everything in there. Like the only thing I can think of was my teacher racist, because I didn't do anything else to her. And, I mean, I've had other black teachers before, none of them have ever done anything like this. So I was just kind of taken aback, but I was like, oh, okay. Even to this day, I'm just like, what was all that for? But whatever. So anyways, I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like. I'm really sorry this was already 9 minutes long, but, I kind of had to fit everything in. Make sure to tell me down below in the comments what kind of videos you guys want to see. And yeah, it's been season 3, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.